Our correspondent Dharmendra Pradhan has been closely tracking the developments from the ground. Let's listen in. She spoke to some students protesters at Jantar Mantar in New Delhi who are celebrating Dharmendra Pradhan's resignation. And this is what they had to tell us. Let's listen in.
How did a peaceful student protest at Jantar Mantar end with barricades, internet restrictions, tear gas, baton charges, and a union minister's resignation? What began as anger over alleged examination leaks grew into a national youth movement demanding education reform and accountability. Sonam Wangchuk's hunger strike gave the campaign a powerful public face, while the planned July 20th march toward Parliament brought thousands into central Delhi. Police said the procession had no authorization and threatened security near Parliament. Protesters said force was used against peaceful citizens. The truth needs more care than the language of war. From examination anger to a national youth movement. The movement grew from public anger over alleged leaks and irregularities in major Indian examinations, including the 2026 medical entrance test. Young people argued that repeated failures damaged years of study, family savings, and trust in the education system. The Cockroach Janta Party, or CJP, began as an online satirical response to language that many unemployed young Indians considered insulting. It soon became an organized protest movement. Supporters gathered at Jantar Mantar in New Delhi, a designated protest site. Their demands included the resignation of Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan, stronger examination reforms, and compensation for families affected by student suicides linked by protesters to exam failures and leaks. The campaign described itself as peaceful and tried to keep political parties from taking control of its message. The original transcript says the main sit-in began on June 20th, while later reporting describes a wider 49-day campaign beginning on June 6th. The safest conclusion is that the movement developed through several stages in June before building a sustained presence at Jantar Mantar. What matters is clear. By late June, a student grievance had become a national argument about fairness, public accountability, and the future of education. Sonam Wangchuk's fast and forced hospitalization. On June 28th, educator and activist Sonam Wangchuk began an indefinite hunger strike at Jantar Mantar. His involvement brought national and international attention. As the fast continued, medical workers warned that his condition was worsening. Reports described dehydration, metabolic imbalance, low potassium, weight loss, and growing health risks. On July 18th, Delhi police removed Wangchuk from the protest site and took him to Safdarjung Hospital. Protesters called the action forced and unlawful. Police and hospital officials said medical intervention was necessary because his health had deteriorated after 20 days without solid food. His wife challenged the hospitalization in court, but the Delhi High Court initially refused immediate relief and later allowed him to move to a private hospital. This moment changed the movement. Supporters saw Wangchuk's removal as an attempt to weaken the protest before the planned march to Parliament. Authorities presented it as a medical and public safety decision. Both facts belong in the story. He was taken against the wishes of his supporters, and doctors had documented serious risks from the prolonged fast. The July 20th march and the police crackdown. Before the July 20th Sansad Chalo March, police imposed restrictions under Section 163 of the Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Sanhita and described the procession toward Parliament as unauthorized. Heavy barricades surrounded the area. Security forces were deployed. Several metro stations were affected, and mobile internet service was suspended in parts of central Delhi. Authorities said these measures were needed to protect Parliament during the monsoon session and maintain public order. Thousands still gathered. As groups tried to move beyond the permitted protest area and cross security barricades, police used tear gas and batons. Associated Press reporters and Indian media documented beatings, injuries, arrests, and people continuing toward Parliament in smaller groups. Protesters said officers also struck seated demonstrators, women, medical volunteers, and journalists. Delhi police said the force responded after barricades were breached and denied several viral claims involving firing and stone pelting. The source compares the scene with dictatorship and war. That language expresses anger, but it is not a neutral description. The confirmed facts are serious enough without exaggeration. A major peaceful campaign attempted an unauthorized march into a high-security zone. Police used force to stop it. Protesters and officers were injured, communications were restricted, and disturbing videos raised questions about whether the response was proportionate. Disputed evidence, negotiations, and resignation. The night before the march, protesters filmed a damaged van and a truck carrying stones near the area. They alleged that the vehicles had been planted to create violence and blame the movement. Delhi police later rejected that claim, saying the truck and van had been seized after a July 16th road accident in which 6 people were injured. No independent evidence has publicly proved that authorities planted the vehicles. The allegation and the police explanation should both be reported. Other questions remained. News reports confirmed targeted mobile internet suspensions. Videos and witness accounts documented police violence, while police challenged the authenticity or context of some viral clips. A fact check later supported claims that at least one officer carried a baton fitted with nails. These details show why investigations, original files, medical records, court review, and independent reporting matter more than slogans from either side. Negotiations continued as demonstrations spread beyond Delhi. Wangchuk ended his hunger strike after 26 days following written assurances and talks with union ministers. On July 25th, President Draupadi Murmu officially accepted Dharmendra Pradhan's resignation on the advice of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Prahlad Joshi received additional charge of the Education Ministry. The CJP then withdrew its protest after saying the government had accepted its demands, including assurances concerning cases against peaceful protesters. The Jantar Mantar protest was not a simple battle between heroes and villains. It was a struggle over examination fairness, the right to protest, public safety, police power, and trust in government. Protesters crossed barricades during an unauthorized march, but the force used against them still deserves independent scrutiny. Sonam Wangchuk's fast, the nationwide response, and sustained pressure helped turn student anger into a political result. The education minister's resignation brought closure to the central demand. But lasting success depends on transparent exams, lawful policing, peaceful protest, and reforms that prevent the same crisis from returning. If you enjoyed this deep dive into their life and career, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next story.